Murder on the Main Line. Chapter 1. Secrets in the Ether. Josh's phone, a telltale heart in his pocket. Each secret would arrive with a gentle pulse, a vibration triggered by a cell phone tower just up the road, a blinking sentinel over Bryn Mawr, using radio signals to the suckling suburbanites. To Josh's phone, just down the road, it sent many secrets, none of them good. He kept them from his wife Heather because she'd been under a lot of stress as director of IT security for a local law firm. Their marriage had been suffering. So he kept these secrets to himself, decided to deal with them on his own. He was a capable heart surgeon after all. Surely he could deal with just a few nasty texts. There were these texts from a bereaved father. His young son had passed away shortly after surgery. Stroke. The father and his lawyers claimed that Josh failed to completely de-air the heart, and they were weaning him off the bypass. Josh won the case. He had the best malpractice attorney in the region and got the ruling in his favor due to a lack of evidence. If an air bubble had indeed entered the heart and later shot into the poor patient's brain, it would have been microscopic and therefore impossible to prove as the cause. The margins were just too gray. None of that sat well with the bereaved father, of course, Dave. Josh had no idea how this man got his number. "Yeah, you keep thinking it's over," read one text from the bereaved Dave. "How do you live with yourself?" read another text. There were hundreds of them, months of them, and the bitterness darkened with each text in the Josh's phone. "All you surgeons have a God complex. Well, one day, you will stand before God, and you have to answer for what you have done." It's getting biblical. Josh imagined this man, angry and driving around out there in his flannel shirt, texting him. And after a few months, he was getting texts like, "You'll get what's coming to you." Now, these text messages, these jagged hate signals from the tower up the road, crawled through his mind like black ants, their tiny antennae scraping his cerebellum. The more challenging texts came from an old flame from 15 years ago, Rachel. She just emerged on his phone, text messages against his soft white, luminous interface, a gathering of zeros and ones that flew from the gray air over northeast Philadelphia to the tower in Bryn Mawr, to the tower up the road, to Josh's phone. "Hey, guess who?" read the texts. "Hey," he texted back, his fingers making tiny ripple effects on the soft white screen, as if he were touching water. He texted back in the same way that everybody does, overly enthusiastic and sunny, even though his eyebrow was up and he had no idea why she was texting him now, 15 years later. "Good to hear from you." "How have you been?" she wrote. And they exchanged the usual pleasantries, doing wells and the job updates. They cracked some jokes about the old times and texted about mutual acquaintances. Josh peered up the stairs. "I'm sorry to do this," wrote Rachel. "I just can't stop thinking about you." Now, Josh was a stand-up guy, a faithful husband. He was one of those gentle guys that every father would want for his daughter, hard-working and diligent. He never forgot to open the door and let her go first. He always made her breakfast. But those texts, "I just can't stop thinking about you," those words arrived in Josh's life when he had not been intimate with his wife in months. Heather had an endless supply of impenetrable reasons why she just can't. Migraine, stress, nausea, early meeting. She worked late a lot. Among many of their points of contention, this one was at the top. They fought about it a lot. "It's not just the sex either," he said one morning before work. "You don't even touch me anymore." "I don't even touch you?" said Heather in the kitchen. She was making her morning kale smoothie. "Will you listen to yourself? You You sound like a middle-aged woman. Christ, what kind of man says that? Jesus, Josh. Sometimes you just have to nut up. It's been a crazy time at work. I told you the rollout phase would be like this. She used to touch the nape of his neck when she passed him in the kitchen. They'd spoon on Sunday mornings and talk about ways they'd spend $1 million. No more. I can't stop thinking about you. The words felt like candlelight on a Friday evening. A bottle of sangria with some jazz on the windowsill. And in that moment, he faltered. Do you really? How so? He texted back. He thought it was a clever, double-edged question that would seem innocent on its surface, but its underlying intent quite clear. Rachel was a smart girl. She picked up on it right away, making him wait a good few minutes before she responded, knowing damn well that he was on the other side of her screen, starved and staring at the little typing dots. And then she let him know just how she'd been thinking of him, in the carnal ways that she knew as an American woman, in the ways that made his face warm and his blood flow with more volume. He responded in kind, quietly there on his phone, tapping on his little water buttons in the night while his wife slept upstairs, bathed in the Wi-Fi and comfort of a suburban living room. He had an intimate conversation 15 years ago. Weeks later, racked with guilt and resolved, he let Rachel know that the texting had to stop. He did his best to let her down gently. He told her that he was flattered, but he was happily married now and had to remain faithful to his wife, and he wished her well. We can't do that now, Josh. What do you mean? He responded. I mean, we can't do that. It's not like a switch we can just flip. Rachel, I'm sorry. I can't. Don't be silly. Yes, you can. It'll be fine. No, really, I can't. She just kept texting him. Hundreds of texts. Months of them. She warned him not to put her on ignore. She would tell his wife about their racy exchanges. She started saying things like, "We'll be together forever, Josh," and "That's a nice shirt you're wearing today. I always liked that color blue." That last text hit Josh like buckshot. Adrenaline scorched through his veins while he looked wildly outside of his windows. He snapped the blinds closed. Pacing and having a panic attack, he wanted to call the police, but he didn't want his text dalliances in the light. The way things were with their marriage, that would end it. He didn't know what to do. So he just did what he knew best. "I'm very sorry," he texted in his professional voice, like a professor to a student. "But I have to stop this now. I was lonely and regret the hurt I have caused you, but I must remain faithful to my wife. I wish you the best. Please take care." He put her on ignore. He put them all on ignore. He focused on his work, and for a time, he thought his dirty phone secrets were behind him. Nothing from the bereaved father or Rachel for weeks. He settled back into his upper-class comforts on the main line, his routines and decorous charity events. He took his daughter Beth to karate classes on Thursday nights. So on the night of January 8th, when Heather and his daughter Beth were visiting his aunt in Quakertown, Josh was alone in the spacious Bryn Mawr home, having himself a nice single malt from the motherland. It was pizza for dinner and a crime movie from the 1970s. At around 11:08 p.m., he went to bed. At 1:20 a.m., when the house and the neighborhood lay perfectly still and the refrigerator recycled, he dreamt of a presence standing over him, right there in the dark in his bedroom, in the place where he should have been safe. It stood over him, an intruder in the darkness. His nervous system sensed it enough to bring him to the surface. But before he could fully wake, he felt a sting in his neck and a sudden warmth. his mind trying to grasp what was going on, but his body started to betray him. Muscles misfired. Sound went underwater. His vision narrowed. For a moment, he caught a glimpse of a figure in the darkness there in his room, and he tried to scream. But he couldn't speak. He couldn't see anymore. He flailed in his bed, his muscles contracting uncontrollably as a seizure racked through him. He tried to slow his breathing, but he couldn't. His heart pounded too hard in his chest for anything but desperate gasps for air, while the figure stood over him, watching, impassive. Josh's chest heaved and he exhaled, and a sunlit image of his daughter jumping into the pool carried his last thought as he fell into a warm cloak of darkness.